Why everybody hates Nas Daily now. There is a moment in every creator's life when the world stops cheering and starts pointing fingers. And for Nas Daily, that moment didn't just arrive, it exploded. This is the story of a man who went from 300 million views a month to barely scratching 100,000 views, from traveling the world and making millions, to being accused of racism, cultural exploitation, scams, and lies, from being an online hero to becoming, in the eyes of millions, the villain. And the craziest part? He didn't lose everything overnight. He slowly burned it, one controversy at a time. This is why everybody hates Nas Daily now. The rise before the fall. Before the internet turned on him, Nas Daily was unstoppable. Born in Araba, Israel, to a Palestinian Arab Muslim family, he seemed destined for a complicated life. But at just 19 years old, he proved everyone wrong by getting into Harvard with a scholarship. Not for filmmaking, not for storytelling, for aerospace engineering. The world didn't know it yet, but this kid was about to fly far higher than rockets ever could. His first viral video came in 2012 when he and his Harvard friends launched a hamburger into space using a weather balloon. 500,000 views in 20 days. For a first upload, insane. But instead of chasing clout, he finished school, got a job at Venmo, made great money, and lived the stable life everyone expected. But deep down, he remembered what that little video taught him. The internet is much more powerful than a 9-to-5. So he quit, and in 2016, Nas Daily made a promise to himself and to the world. One video every day for 1,000 days straight. He traveled across continents. He told positive stories. He showed cultures, people, and ideas in ways nobody else did. By the end of the challenge, he had 60 million followers, a booming media company, a global fan base, and millions of dollars in revenue. He became an icon. The message was simple. I just want to tell stories of people. But somewhere along the way, the stories he told stopped being about the world and started being about Nas Daily. The first crack. Everything began falling apart with one video. A simple, innocent-looking video about Whang-Od, a legendary 103-year-old tattoo artist from the Philippines. The video looked wholesome. It highlighted her traditions, her skills, her tribe. But then, viewers read the description. Nas was advertising a paid course using her name and likeness. He was selling her teaching online, even though she never signed any contract. Then came the explosive Facebook post from her family. Warning, Whang-Od Academy is not real. My grandmother did not sign any contract with Nas Daily. The internet went nuclear. Within 3 days, Nas lost 500,000 followers. The hashtag unfollow Nas Daily exploded. And the Philippine government launched an investigation. Why? Because the tattooing techniques of the Kalinga tribe are considered collective cultural property. You can't just turn them into a course without the community's approval. Nas sent a team back. He tried to fix it, but the damage was done. And here's what made it worse. People realized this wasn't just a mistake, it was exploitation. Whang-Od herself was too elderly to understand contracts fully, making the situation even more sensitive. Critics accused Nas of profiting off a woman's legacy without respect or consent. Social media lit up with anger, disgust, and disbelief. Suddenly, the hero everyone admired was being called out worldwide. And this was just the beginning. The Keiko Project scandal. Another Filipino woman stepped forward. Louise Mabulo, founder of the Keiko Project, a nonprofit fighting deforestation. At first, she admired Nas, and she let him into her hometown, excited to share her work. But according to her, things turned ugly fast. She claimed Nas mocked Filipino accents, said Tagalog sounded stupid, called farmers poor repeatedly, said farming wasn't clickable content, filmed everything, then trashed the story because it wasn't entertaining enough. She stayed silent for 2 years. But after the Whang-Od controversy, she couldn't anymore. Her post was brutal. He misled his followers to believe he was the bearer of good news. He mocked our accent. He called my community poor. He said no one wants to hear about farmers. The internet erupted. The Philippines accused him of disrespect and exploitation. His brand, positivity, shattered. Nas responded saying her project was not true on the ground. He claimed her story was exaggerated. But he didn't deny mocking their accent. He didn't deny insulting poverty. He didn't deny calling farmers poor content. And that silence spoke louder than any statement. Here's the extra tension. People began to see a pattern of behavior. It wasn't an isolated incident. Nas was being accused of valuing views over human dignity. Followers realized that his feel-good content often came at the expense of real communities. The story of kindness he sold had cracks, dark cracks of hypocrisy. Social media was now buzzing with disbelief and anger, with clips of Luis's post going viral globally. This was a turning point. The hero storyteller image Nas worked so hard to craft began to crumble fast. Supporting two crypto fraudsters. Now the scandals moved beyond culture. Nas uploaded a video titled, "The Most Generous Bitcoin Billionaire." It was about Sam Bankman-Fried, founder of FTX. Nas called him brilliant, generous, a billionaire who wanted to donate everything to charity. But then, FTX collapsed. Billions disappeared. Customers were robbed. Sam was arrested and sentenced to 25 years in prison for fraud and money laundering. Nas deleted the video, but he never apologized, and the hate grew. Then came scandal number 2. He made another glowing video, "The Most Humble Crypto Billionaire," featuring CZ, founder of Binance. Nas portrayed him as a sweet, grounded man who didn't care about money. Then Binance was exposed for violating sanctions and enabling illegal money transfers. CZ was sentenced to prison. Again, Nas said nothing. And everything exploded worse when he admitted that many of his videos were paid, but he didn't disclose the sponsorships. He literally said, "We don't live in America, so we don't have to." Except, YouTube is an American platform, and the law does apply. His admission alone would destroy many creators. For Nas, it was just another brick in the wall of hate. Here's the extra tension. Millions of followers felt betrayed and misled. People began questioning if any of his inspirational stories were genuine or just sponsored content. Critics accused him of worshiping billionaires blindly, even when they were proven fraudsters. The narrative of hero storyteller started to look like blind opportunism. Even casual viewers began doubting every claim he made in past videos. Social media exploded with clips of Sam and CZ's failures alongside Nas videos. Hashtags calling him out went viral. Hashtag Scam Daily trended across platforms. Fans felt that his content had crossed from inspiration into irresponsibility. A once trusted voice now seemed to promote scams unintentionally or not. The line between Nas Daily as a storyteller and Nas Daily as a corporate mouthpiece had completely blurred. This wasn't just a scandal, it was a massive credibility collapse, and it would haunt Nas for years. offending 2 billion Muslims. Then came July 2024. Nas uploaded a video titled, "I studied Islam for 1 month and I lost all my hair." The title alone offended Muslims everywhere. Why? Because shaving your head after pilgrimage isn't a joke. It's a symbol of humility and devotion. But Nas made it seem like a funny experiment. The video was full of misinformation and oversimplifications. He got basic facts wrong. He treated a 1,400-year-old religion like a school project. The video received more dislikes than likes. Muslims flooded the comments furious. But again, no apology, no correction, no accountability, just silence. He mocked sacred rituals without understanding their meaning. He presented opinions as facts, misleading millions of viewers. The comment section was filled with angry corrections from knowledgeable Muslims. Influencers and scholars started making response videos calling him out publicly. Followers began questioning if Nas had any respect for the communities he claimed to represent. Even casual viewers were shocked by the sheer audacity of turning a sacred act into entertainment. Critics accused him of cultural insensitivity on a global scale. Social media blew up with hashtags like #RespectIslam trending worldwide. His global positivity image started crumbling faster than ever. Silence became the loudest statement of all, one that spoke volumes about ego over empathy. The Israel-Palestine hypocrisy. Then the world expected nuance, and Nas delivered the opposite. He made a video trying to explain Israel and Palestine in oversimplified terms. He positioned himself as a neutral peacemaker, the bridge between two suffering nations. But old posts came out, including his tweet, "Israel first, Palestinians second." And suddenly, the neutrality wasn't neutral anymore. He angered both sides. He tried to fix it again by saying, "I support two states. I support peace, free Palestine from Hamas." But people stopped believing him. His statements weren't opinions, they were content, and the audiences could feel it. Social media erupted with criticism from both Israelis and Palestinians. Hashtags calling him out trended globally. #Nas Daily hypocrisy. Analysts said he simplified human suffering into a soundbite, trivializing real pain. Many began seeing Nas as opportunistic rather than inspirational. Even casual viewers started distrusting his past videos on sensitive issues. The global positivity image he built began to fracture irreparably. The Davos meltdown. The internet soon saw a very different Nas. Not polished, not edited, not in control. A YouTuber named Ori confronted him at Davos and asked about the World Economic Forum. Nas' response? Childish, defensive, arrogant. Then he interrupted Ari's interview with the Prime Minister, called him annoying, embarrassed himself, and ran away on camera. The internet roasted him. Because the real Nas, not the edited one, finally slipped through. And people didn't like what they saw. His response made it worse. In 2024, Nas posted a video addressing everything. He called his life the underdog hero-villain Phoenix timeline. He said he was the underdog, and he became a hero. Now he's the villain because people hate success, and soon he will rise again. He called himself a hero over 15 times. Then he filmed stage calls to his employees asking, "Do we work with the Israeli government? Did we do anything wrong with Whang-Od?" Of course the employees said no. They work for him. The comments shredded him. This video is proof he learned nothing. Not even one apology. This man is allergic to accountability. And they were right. The video felt like a victory parade in the middle of a collapse. The numbers tell the truth. Nas Daily once hit 300 million views per month. Now, some videos struggle to hit 100,000. Even with 14 million subscribers, you can only be canceled once. But you can fall from trust forever. Nas didn't fall because of one mistake. He fell because he didn't listen. He didn't apologize. He didn't learn. And he didn't evolve. The world kept changing. But Nas stayed the same. And audiences noticed. Can Nas Daily ever come back? So, why does everybody hate Nas Daily now? Because every controversy chipped away at the image he built. The cultural exploitation. The racism allegations. The hidden sponsorships. The crypto fraud promos. The disrespectful religious video, the political hypocrisy, the arrogance, the ego, the refusal to take responsibility. One mistake could be forgiven. 10 could be understood. But Nas Daily has been canceled more than 10 times. And each time, he blamed the world, not himself. Can he ever come back? Maybe. But only if he finally does what everyone waited years for. Take accountability. Tell the truth. And rebuild from humility, not ego. Until then, this is why the internet, millions of viewers, fans, and former supporters now say the same thing. Nas Daily is no longer the hero of his own story.